Well, greetings from Sycamore, Illinois. Mary and I send our love and blessings along to all of you. And thank you to Pastor Chuck for inviting me to be a part of this devotional time with the congregation. Well, we're living in a time of great grief, aren't we? With the coronavirus that has plagued us for the past 3 months or so, all the fears about that, and now most recently the tragic death of George Floyd, and the resulting protests, which of course are legal and proper, but the added rioting and looting has been troubling, I'm sure, to every one of you as it has to us as well. And maybe you have a personal grief that you are dealing with in your own life. I know this past week, Mary and I ventured over to what was a drive-in visitation for a family in our church, a man, late 50s, who died of COVID-19. And we went to visit with his wife and 2 daughters and share our grief with them. Perhaps you have a personal grief as well. Well, there is a book in the Old Testament that really deals with grief. It's called Lamentations. It's a lament. And I was recently struck by how right in the middle of that book of Lamentations, there is a most powerful word of encouragement. And it's just like God sent Jesus into our world in the incarnation to come right into our midst, to live in a way that shows us what life is all about, to teach us truth about God, then to go and give his life for our sins, so that we can have an open relationship with God and we can discover what it means to live in a relationship with God. And then he triumphantly was raised from the dead. But listen to these striking words in Lamentations chapter 3, verses 21 and following. "But this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness." Well, I'd like to just unpack that and help us to try and remember those words. It is God who gives these mercies. He is the giver of great gifts. You know, we may think, well, if we could just get this coronavirus solved, or if we could stop the rioting and looting. No, God is there to give us mercies. It is God's mercies that are new every morning. And in the Hebrew, the word mercies means goodness, kindness, faithfulness. That's available to us on a consistent basis. And God's mercies are new. Some translations have fresh. No matter what grief we face, God is there with fresh mercy. And they are fresh every morning. Well, it's a daily thing. God's mercies are fresh every morning. Why don't you take a pen and paper right now and write those words down? God's mercies are fresh every morning. Put it on your bathroom mirror where you may start the day, or on the refrigerator when you reach for your milk or a hard-boiled egg or something. Or put it in your car, not on the windshield or the steering wheel, but someplace that will just remind you of these wonderful words of encouragement and hope. God's mercies are new every morning. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.